What is up, guys? Today we actually got both the gameplay and cinematic trailers for Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 1. In this video, we're going to be watching the trailers, and I am going to talk about certain things that we see throughout the trailer that matter as far as gameplay is concerned. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what you think of Chapter 6 Season 1. I'm definitely more excited after seeing the trailer, but there is some concerning things as well. If you would like to use my code in the item shop when getting the battle pass, it is EvolveJake underneath the webcam at all times. And my controller sponsor AIM is doing a Black Friday sale where you can use code EvolveJake on their website to save $90 on a controller, any order that's $250 or more. So that is a very, very good deal for custom controllers. Their website will be linked down in the description below. I'm gonna let the trailer play out once and then we'll watch it again and, you know, pause it and slow down and things like that. But first, we're just gonna watch it. So that is our first look at Chapter 6 Season 1. I think the trailer is really good. Now we're going to watch it and kind of talk about certain things throughout the course of the video. I'm going to reduce the audio a little bit. So here we've heard about the masks coming to the game and being a part of the game in Chapter 6 Season 1. This is our first look at one of the masks, and I believe that was a Void mask. Here we see several characters walking as per usual in a Fortnite trailer, kind of reminiscent of the Chapter 2 Season 1 trailer. One important thing to note and major thing to note here is going to be weapon attachments, because you see here there is a sight on this assault rifle, and then I don't know if I don't think there's a suppressor on that. It's just a barrel, I think. But either way, we've seen this rifle without a sight on it at all, and then here we see it with a sight on it, and this just confirms weapon mods returning, in my opinion. There's another scene later on in the trailer that shows that better. But I think weapon mods are 100% returning. Bullet drop, I think, is likely to return as a result of that. It seems like they kind of went hand in hand with Chapter 5 being added. And then even in this trailer, there's people that have pointed out certain times where it looks like there's bullet drop. Maybe that's just a trailer. But I think with weapon mods returning, bullet drop or projectile weapons are also returning. Here we see an SMG held by this cat skin. This Hope is holding a katana. Then I believe this is a shotgun. I feel like all of these skins are quite good. Like this one I don't care for very much, but these other three I think are pretty solid skins. This is a city, and then we do see like landscape in the background as well. Volcano in the background, mountains. Surely this will erupt and destroy the city like happened to Tilted. And then a bunch of hills and everything. This is one of the, I believe they're called sprites. We see a few looks at that in the trailer, and I believe it gives shield. The train is returning. It's on the right here. You'll see it again. This is our first look at one of the new movement mechanics this season. It looks like Hope does some sort of like super jump into a roll, and there's not anything on the ground here. Maybe she has some sort of item in her inventory that enables this. But it doesn't seem like this. It seems like this is going to be some sort of movement mechanic. And I also would imagine this negates fall damage in a way, because this is a pretty tall building to jump off of. And again, you can see the train in the background here. So the train will be returning from Chapter 5. I'm sure there's one person out there that's like very, very excited to see it return. Do you see that jump? Like this is surely fall damage, right? But she lands on a roll and she's fine. She uses a katana for one melee attack, and then she does like a jump to dodge this car. Another look at the sprites. There's some sort of like portal here. I'm not sure if enemies will come through this or you'll actually be able to go through it and then teleport around the map. But this seems to be some sort of portal. Another one of the movement mechanics, she kind of like runs up this wall. So normally this would be a wall that you wouldn't be able to get up. You would probably have to like mantle onto this and then over the wall. But now you're going to be able to wall run up the wall to climb walls like that. More shots. This is like the point where everyone says it looks like there's bullet drop because you can see the bullets kind of traveling out of her gun. It could just be the trailer, but like I said, I expect bullet drop to her turn at this point. This is one of those sprites being used by the Baymax skin, and this is why I think it gives shield. It looks like he kind of just like pulled it up, you know? And then that looks like a shield keg to me, does it not? So I think he's healing her with it in this situation. This is, if you're a Chapter 4 fan, probably the most exciting screen of the trailer. This is the kinetic blade. So the sword that Hope was holding in the screen I paused on earlier did not look like the kinetic blade. It looked like a different katana. This looks identical to the kinetic blade. So in Chapter 6 Season 1, the kinetic blade will be returning in some capacity. We don't know if it'll be as prevalent as it was in Chapter 4, or maybe like a boss drops it like we saw with Kato Thorn towards the end of Chapter 4. But either way, the kinetic blade is present in some way. This is one of the Demon Arena boss fight things, and like I talked about in my video yesterday, I kind of predicted that this would be an area where you fight enemies and then deal with the boss afterwards and then maybe get the mask, and that seems exactly what is the case here. There's the guards, there's this thing that looks like the mask, so I would imagine when you defeat this, you get one of the Oni masks. And I actually just noticed this just now. These guards are holding the kinetic blade. So maybe there are several kinetic blades on the map and you do get it from the bosses here, or the, you know, the henchmen, whatever it is. But this is definitely the kinetic blade that these guards are holding. Here he has the void mask. So he does a kinetic blade melee, right? But he's going to do a teleport with the void mask. You could tell that it's not the blade based on how it looks. So he pulls the mask out and then teleports over here. And then now he uses a kinetic blade kind of like dash attack. You see how different that was than the teleport? So the void mask allows you to teleport. And then now we're going to get a look at the fire mask. See how this looks identical to the, like that is the boss that was just being fought, right? And then this is the mask on the player. I feel like they're very, very similar. So I think 100% you fight at that area to get the masks. But this fire mask allows you to do attacks. He does a wall kind of like bounce here. I don't really know how this will be. Maybe you sprint, jump at the wall, and then hit jump again. But he has a few bounces and then shoots. And then here we get a better look at the attachments. So this SMG, I believe, 100% has a suppressor on it. And then 100% has what looks like the 1X red dot from last season. So I think this is just another indication that attachments are definitely coming back to the game. You could argue that like, oh, maybe that's just what this SMG looks like. It has a red dot and it has a suppressor. And maybe. But like, the fact that that rifle earlier on had been seen without a sight and with it, and then now this clearly looks like it has the attachments, I think mods are just 100% returning. This, I believe everyone is calling a Titan. I don't know if it's actually the Titan from Attack on Titan. I don't think it is, but that's what people are calling it. Is there anything here to see? Kinetic blade, regular sword, fire mask, and then I don't know what this guy has. But see, this is the rifle I was saying at the start that we had seen without a sight. Like right here, it has no sight, and then earlier on in the trailer, it had like what looked like the 1.3 sight. So I just think sights are 100% returning, or mods. This is one of those sprites, I think, but instead of blue, it's white. And then we see that it's Godzilla as well. I don't know what these will do. But these look pretty different from the blue ones that were giving shield. And then this is a Godzilla boss. This seems like it's going to be pretty crazy, but yeah, there's going to be a giant Godzilla boss on the map. Bushes are returning, confirmed. Monarch supply drops, don't really know what that means, but there's supply drop. But that is a gameplay trailer. I think it's pretty good. Now I'm going to show the cinematic trailer. For this, I have less to talk about. This is more just like, you know, cinematic. It's a very good trailer. I think it looks cool. It gives you more kind of the vibe for the season, but I don't think there's as much like gameplay related to breakdown in this one as the other one. Reality 783. Dude, these things come out of the portal. Would have thought Peely would return. This is that giant turtle. But yeah, that is the cinematic trailer. I don't think there's any more to it yet, just as PlayStation screen. But like I said, the cinematic trailer doesn't really have as much to, you know, break down or talk about. I felt like as a gameplay trailer, it's more just to kind of look cool and show off the season. But I think both trailers were good. I'm definitely excited for Chapter 6. I was not the biggest fan of weapon mods. A lot of the community hated projectile bullet drop weapons. That I was kind of like whatever on. I just really didn't like the way the mods were implemented in Chapter 5 and the fact that like typically you had to wait until very late into the game to get them. I hope that with them returning in Chapter 6, they find a better way to implement them and make them work and make it just like more convenient to actually use items that you enjoy using. The new movement mechanics I think look interesting. I don't think it seems that game breaking. Like I know when wall running was rumored, teased, leaked, whatever, there was a lot of people acting like it was just going to ruin the game, but like the wall bouncing and the wall running up that we saw, I really don't think is that big of a deal, you know? And then clearly there's a very large emphasis on like boss fights and that sort of thing, like we've seen in more modern Fortnite chapters, but it doesn't seem like that's going anywhere. And if anything, seems really ramped up from what we saw in the trailer with like the big titans, the Godzilla, and then like the mask things. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of boss fights, a lot of NPCs to fight, it seems. And then I'm very happy to see the kinetic blade return. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite movement item ever in Fortnite. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, interesting, give it a like. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of Chapter 6. And like I said earlier, my controller sponsor is doing a very good sale. My code is $90 off for US orders, and then I think $80 off for EU, or 80 euros. It'll be linked down in the description below if you're trying to get a controller. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.